It is so crazy to me that so many people can't see what's actually going on. Now, I know there's a bunch of chaos and anarchy going on and all that shit, but you guys are so focused on that you guys don't actually see what's really going on here. Okay? With the Strait of Hormuz closed down, all of our enemies and, countries that aren't considered allies and all that shit, all of them can't get access to energy, oil, food, all of that stuff, right? Some of them do get access to food and all of that because of their crops and all of that, but they can't get the access to the fertilizer and all that shit. So they need the Strait of Hormuz open, okay? Now, on the back end of that, folks think that shit is hurting the U.S. The fact that it's closed and shut down, they think that it's going to take a toll on the U.S. when in all actuality, it's going to strengthen the pockets. It's going to line the pockets of the U.S. Here's why. Because all of these people can't get access to their oil and all of their different essentials and all that stuff, right? Who else are they going to get it from? Because out of all of these different countries, the only place that has all the essential needs and everything and all that shit is the US. We don't need anyone for anything. We got everything we need right here on our soil. Okay? So, all of these different countries and entities that can't get access to the energy and all the stuff that they need, majority of those countries went in and started the BRICS currency. Okay? I don't know if you guys know about the BRICS currency. Okay? But they started the BRICS currency to pull away from the US dollar and all that stuff, okay? Now, with the Strait of Hormuz closed down, for one, now they got to purchase all their oil that they used to purchase from different places. Now they got to purchase it from the US, okay? That's one big element. And for two, and I don't know if you guys know this, seen this, understand this, all of that, okay? Now, Russia, which is a part of the BRICS and all that stuff, right? Russia just pulled out from them. And they're going back to dealing with the US dollar because of them not having access to oil. And basically their country is spiraling out of control and going in the toilet just like everywhere else. Okay. So to stop that and, get the energy back and all of the essentials that the country need, Russia is pulling out of BRICS, going back to the USD. On top of that, now they're going to purchase all of their oil and all of that stuff from the US. So now we're about to be getting a bunch of money from Russia. On top of that, when you include this and add Russia and all this stuff back to the US dollar, it strengthens the US dollar. Now, with me outlining and laying out these particular, information points or dots or whatever, hopefully you guys can connect them and see where I'm going with this and see why I'm saying that what's going on in Iran, them putting on this war and all this stuff and this Strait of Hormuz stuff and all of that, how all of that's going to benefit the U.S. tremendously, like ginormously, gihugently. It's going to be crazy because everybody is now going to have to purchase all of their oil from the U.S. And then all of these other countries is going to have to switch their currency to the U.S. You know what I'm saying? To USD. You feel me? That shit is going to strengthen the U.S. like no other. We're going to be dominant when it comes to the oil and all that shit. And then when it comes to future wars and future conflicts and all that shit, it won't be any because we will be the dominant source for all the energy and all that shit. So if you want to go at us and, be like, F y'all and all that shit, we could just turn your energy off. Turn off your access to energy, fertilizer, all that shit, bro. That's what this is actually doing. It's actually taking everybody from being abroad and wide and spread out, and it's tunnelizing them to have to deal with the U.S. You feel me? To where the U.S. got the dominant say-so, the dominant everything, bro. That's what's happening here. Now, I'm not saying that I'm for the war and all that shit. I'm not for it at all. You feel me? But with me not being for it, that does not mean I don't understand why it was necessary for them to make this particular move. Okay? I'm not saying that I'm okay with none of this war shit or any of that shit that they got going on. And I'm not saying it's good. I'm not saying none of that shit, right? But I am saying that I'm against war and I don't agree with war and going to war and none of that shit. Okay? And with me saying that, I can also say in that same sentence, same breath, all of that shit, that even though I'm not for it, I'm not okay with it, it's not necessarily a good thing, any of that, I can still say that I understand why they did it. I can understand the need to do it, like everything, bro. I can understand why they did it, how they did everything, bro. It makes sense. It makes a whole lot of sense. If you take your emotions and all of that shit and you leave that shit at the exit, you'll be able to understand a lot more too. Again, I'm saying I'm not okay with the war and doing all of that shit, but I am saying I understand why they're doing it. And I understand the benefits that will come from all of this shit. All right? Now, hopefully, this gives you guys some clarity and some understanding. Hopefully, you guys don't get me confused with all of this. But if you do, let me know. Let's talk about it. The ins and outs in between all of that. Drop them in the comments.